Hi, this is Reese from Creatacrm. Today I'm going to be showing you the interactive web dashboard that we have inside Creator. Now this one is actually quite exciting for me because I get asked a lot about from business owners and stakeholders and sales managers on how the dashboard or business intelligence reporting tools are. Now this one I would say is one of the best I have seen. We've plugged it into the system. It's a web interactive dashboard, and it's something that not only is it powerful, but it's on the web. So strap in and have a look at this particular product here. You'll be very excited, and we can pretty much report on anything inside a Creator. So very excited about this. Now before we start, just want to do some promoting of ourselves slightly. We have nominated for 2 awards for Seaver 2016. So we're in the top business award category in the top innovation. So well done team inside of Creator. We're a very small Australian development team, but as you can see, as you go through our website, you can see there's a lot of things that we have done and achieved, and I'm sure in the future we'll achieve a lot more. So enough about that. Now we're going to be looking at what we've done in an interactive dashboard. Not showing you as of yet, but just to point out, we grab pretty much everything about the business. So we grab email marketing quotes, voice over IP, jobs, MYOB, Xero, Office 365, and it keeps on going. Now, with all that information into one place, we now have amazing amount of reports. So this is a bit of a long video, but it's going to show you report after report after report, and this is going to excite you heaps. So now inside of Creator, we have in the reports we have a couple more modules, which is the custom dashboard and the dashboard data source up here. Now the data source, what it can do is that we can actually target any part of the database that you choose. So let's have a look at one. So we'll just open up sales opportunities. We're just going to click on highlight that and then show the designer here. So as you can see here, we have the ability to do a data builder. It's pretty much what SQL is, where you can actually drag and drop tables anywhere in the database. For example, this particular data source has the opportunities and the queries, and you can actually just do a SQL query and make sure the data is working. And there's pretty cool stuff where you can, if you just go to any other particular table in the database that has some form of join, you can drag and drop them and off they go. So that one has nothing, so that was a great example, but click on that and let's see something that does link nicely. Try that one. As you can see here, it would link to the table and build the data joins as well. Now we'll get out of that screen, we'll cancel that. So that's how you build data source queries to start building inside of Creator. So the next thing we want to do is we're looking at our dashboards. Now, there's a lot of things you can do with this dashboard. Now, we're going to go through a few of them what we've already done. So the ones that I'm going to look at right now in the custom dashboards is the Reese dashboard, and I click on that, select it, and click on Show Designer. Now this is a dashboard that I've created. Now inside this dashboard you have the ability to drag and drop different elements of the dashboards. Now you can actually just simply snap in a dashboard by just drag it in here, click it in here, and then see how it moves around. You can slide the dashboards to any particular area. Now you can just select on that and delete that particular dashboard. Now the other great thing about it is very interactive. So for example, if I have a slider here, I have date sliders here, as I choose them it will move the actual dashboards. Just bear with me, we're going to, because of video screens here, you can just find it's pretty hard to fit everything into the screen. So I'm going to close and preview this. So if I preview this, I'm going to select the preview. I can have all this dashboards in here, so if I can fit this into a nice screen. So what we can do is we've got a date slider here, so if I actually just move this date slider along, it will change the dashboards that I have along here. For example, right here I've got the top opportunities in quotes, and that gives you dollar amounts to see. For example, 2015 May was 41,000, and it goes from there. And over here it gives you this element, so we can, let's choose to just 2015 to 2016. So as it goes through, it will change all these elements in the dashboard as you go through and query them. So that's pretty good, where it's very interactive, that you can actually display and do these particular dashboards. Now, each of these dashboards can be customized on the web page. For example, this one is sum total of the quote. I can change that to another field in here. Let's have a look and delete that. And we're going to choose another one, which would be estimated total. So I've changed the total of that. I can change the series to be different dates. I'm just going to change it to just years, for example, up here, and that will change all the different elements of the database, where you can start seeing the different gauges and different groups in here. Again, they all still fit into the slider here of the date range that you want to put in here, and it will slowly change the different elements across here as well. Now we're going to get out of that report, so I'm just going to click on a different one, leave this page, and let's go to another one. So this particular dashboard, I've got a lot of dashboards, and because I've had to close it up because of the video screen that I can fit it into, it doesn't show too much, or it doesn't look good. So what I can do is say, look, too much information here, I just want to delete it, so I can just hover over here and delete this dashboard. I can also just move them around, the ones that I feel has more data. So this one has better data to report on, so I can go from here. Now when I actually preview this, leave this page, because I haven't saved, it goes back to norm. I can reduce the amount, especially when I want to look at how much I've earned for 2015 February for 1 year. It will just group it up and show you the income dollars I have for New South Wales, countries, and then the cities that I have. So you can make this smaller and reduce the size and just say different elements that I have done this. Now I can drag and drop this to all of these different years and show you that all the currencies for city, state, and country is for this particular report. So this gives you a very interactive way to report on this as well, and show you the data that you can have. Now, other ones that we have are interactive maps that are heat maps on different elements. Now, with Creator, again, we suck all the data for email marketing, so we get allowed to choose through people clicking through and opening emails. Now, the great thing about that is that we can actually determine where the heat maps are for people opening and clicking through, or whatever it is. You can actually have a heat map of what clicks that people are clicking on, heat map of particular products. Now, you're starting to get the picture of how exciting this is, because we're sucking all this data into the database, and we now got a very responsive and active reporting engine that you can start to move around very easily. So let's have a look at this one. So we're just going to click on view, and we're going to see in the preview of this that we can get renders a nice heat map. There it is. So this one actually renders through and just goes through parts of the elements that are really good. Now, I've only just started collecting IP addresses and different things of this, so that's showing you different heat maps of different elements. So I'm just going to reduce the data size of this, and it shows you Redmond, Sydney, Brisbane, different Redbank, all these different cities that are showing up. The other good thing about it is I can zoom in this way of the actual heat maps and have a look closely of what they are as well, and see which are the hot spots in the database. Now this is really exciting. So you've got all these different elements of the database, and you can start moving around and start seeing what is being pinpointed into your database. Now with this, what we could probably do with this is wire certain elements into the database of those latitude and longitudes, connect them to the database, and therefore see even the dollar amounts of the heat maps of where the sales are and all those things. So we're starting to be very, very creative with Creatacrm, and having the ability to work through and design particular designs of the database. Now I'll show you the final report that I've got here inside of Creatacrm, is where you have the ability to not only see the reports and have the interactive reports. So I'm just going to quickly go through and scroll through this. Now just a good point why I have a database. I've had the database since 1999, and so I do believe my CRMs. And so the great thing about it is you can actually see the trends of where different things. And this is actually the trends of referred by. So we've got in one dashboard referred by, then the ID status is the categories like customers and leads and different elements you've got here. So as you go through, you can actually have a really great history of your database and the heat map of how the certain things changed here in the database as you went through. You can even go through and start going through the spike points. And for example, in this element where there's a spike point, it was 200 CeBIT 2014. You can see here all of a sudden I got more contacts in 2015 in contacts, and then so it goes through. So I wonder how much I'm going to get for CeBIT 2016. So the great thing about this, as you go through, it will interactively change these dashboards that you've connected to them as well. So you can even break down and have a look at different elements of the referred by and a pie chart on this. Now the cool thing about this is that you have the ability to export all these reports to PDF. So when I click on this, it can be an image or PDF, and that's pretty cool where you can actually click on this, put the title as this is a demo. And you can have landscape, portrait, and have the filter below, scale, fit, and export. Now there's a report. Now how colourful is that report? That's pretty good. See the heat map here? It shows you the actual the range that you have, the different spikes, and that is going to be very helpful for your organization to start sending amazing reports. As you can see here, the different search of the range, and you could be able to see what it was, what's going on in your business, and it's one single point. So there you have it. With Creatacrm, we have now these amazing dashboards, and we can probably allow you to that feature, by the way, is for administration only, but you can see that you'll be able to, with Creator, really report on any part of Creator. You'll be able to data join it, so we have an interactive a table builder that you can link the data, join it, report on it, and you have interactive dashboards from maps, charts, different things. And that's really important, where you can actually therefore start creating a lot of business intelligence for quoting, invoices, and marketing, and many other things. Now again, so at the end of the day, I really appreciate our team for making this possible, making amazing products, and really hopefully we win something with CeBIT, but at least this is something to recognition that a good Australian company is on the right path, and that we're getting some recognitions for the amazing tech that we're doing. Our goal is for being innovative and having the best awards, and funny enough, it's those two things have popped up from anonymation. So those 2 points is really special for us, and hopefully we can win them, and also continue to write better products for the businesses, for yourself. Appreciate your time, and hopefully talk to you soon.